closing in on halftime. Asia Wilson.
Not only is she a phenomenal passer, but obviously we know her scoring ability from the perimeter.
I didn't even really know about it because my parents were like, this is not the stuff a 7th grader should be thinking about.
Breaking news, Aja Wilson just called out the WNBA. Okay, not really, but she did speak up about Caitlin Clark's MVP snub, and it's got everyone talking. Is this the start of a Wilson Clark dynasty, or is there more to the story? Let's break it down. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. So Wilson's been on fire this season. We're talking over 27 points and 12 rebounds per game. That's insane. She even broke the WNBA's single season scoring record. You'd think she'd be all about her own success, right? Wrong. Wilson shocked everyone by showing major love for Clark's rookie achievements. But here's the thing, this isn't just about two amazing players. There's way more going on behind the scenes. The WNBA world is buzzing, and everyone's picking sides. You know what's crazier? Wilson didn't stop there. What she said next is gonna blow your mind. But wait, you won't believe what Wilson said next. While everyone's buzzing about Wilson's words, the real story is in the box scores. Clark isn't just playing well for a rookie, she's rewriting the record books. But here's the kicker, Wilson's having a historic season too. Who's really the MVP? Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark's rookie season is off the charts. We're talking 23.4 points per game and leading the league with 10.6 assists. That's not just good, that's making veteran players nervous. Good. But Aja Wilson, she's not backing down. She's dropping 27 plus points and grabbing 12 rebounds per game.
They were handed some blowout losses early in the season, but really from June on, this group has been competitive at minimum.
Ability to influence your offense, right? When you think about different players, you think about, oh, they can really score the ball. They can really push the ball in transition.
And I remember sitting in my bed and I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh, this is so bad. But I really loved the idea of being close to home.
Oh, and did I mention she's leading in blocks and defensive rebounds too? But it's not just about individual stats. Clark's turned the Indiana Fever from a team everyone forgot about to serious playoff contenders. That's like taking a beat-up car and turning it into a race car overnight. Meanwhile, Wilson's Aces are still the powerhouse team everyone expects them to be. Here's where it gets wild. Clark's rookie season isn't just good, it's being called the second best rookie campaign in WNBA history. That's huge. She's not just playing well for a newbie, she's playing like she's been in the league for years. But don't count Wilson out. When these two went head to head, Wilson showed why she's the reigning MVP. She dropped 27 points and snagged 12 rebounds, while Clark struggled, scoring only 16 points on 6 of 22 shooting. That's like watching a seasoned pro teach a rookie a tough lesson. What's even crazier, Wilson broke the WNBA's all-time single-season scoring record during a game against Clark's Fever. Talk about making a statement. But here's where Clark shines. She's not just scoring, she's making everyone around her better. Her ability to draw defenders and create open looks for her teammates has the whole Fever team playing at a new level. It's like she's got eyes in the back of her head or something. So who's the real MVP? On one hand, you've got Wilson with her record-breaking season and dominant performances. On the other, you've got Clark, the rookie sensation who's transformed her entire team. Both are putting up numbers that scream MVP material.
Wilson off the screen, and another bucket.
Smart, and she's a lot stronger physically than you think she is.
Clark right at the cup, and she gets the bucket.
Great pass.
And the find there from Clark.
What we talked about with pressure, breathe, right? Be positive, appreciate the opportunities.
Just when you thought the MVP battle couldn't get more intense, a bombshell drops. It turns out there's way more to this story than just stats and game-changing performances. What if the color of a player's skin is part of the equation? Angel Reese just lit a fire under this whole debate. She's saying that if Caitlin Clark wasn't white, she might not be getting all this attention. That's huge. And she's not the only one. Cheryl Swoops, a WNBA legend, is backing her up. She's talking about how players often have to work twice as hard to get noticed. It's like they're playing 2 games at once, one on the court and one in the media. But here's where it gets really interesting. Aja Wilson isn't jumping on that train. She's all about Clark's game, not her race. Wilson's like, let's focus on how she plays. It's like she's trying to keep things simple in a world that's getting super complicated. This whole thing is splitting the basketball world in half. Some people are nodding along with Reese and Swoops, saying, yeah, we see it too. Others are with Wilson saying, can't we just talk about basketball? And it's not just about who's the MVP anymore. It's about who gets to be a star and why. Wilson's take on this is pretty refreshing. She's saying, I think she's being a rookie in this league. She's taking it day by day. It's like she's telling everyone to chill out and let Clark play. But at the same time, she's not ignoring the bigger picture. She knows this conversation about race and media coverage in the WNBA is important. This whole debate is making people look at how the WNBA promotes its stars. Is it fair? Is it based on skill? Or is there something else going on? Wilson's stance is making everyone think twice. She's not just talking about who should be MVP. She's challenging how we think about the whole game. You know how rivalries usually go, right? Well, forget everything you think you know. Wilson just broke the unwritten rules of sports feuds, and it's shaking up the entire WNBA. What she did next is making fans and critics alike do a double take.
Wilson puts a lot of people in foul trouble.
She is the best at it in the WNBA, getting to the foul line.
When you talk about greats in this game, you know, the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants and the Steph Currys, like they are putting her in that category, the Diana Taurasi's.
It's a lot of pressure having to choose and decide where you're going to spend 4 years of your life.
Aja Wilson, the reigning MVP, just stepped up to the plate for Caitlin Clark. Yeah, you heard that right. Instead of trash-talking her rival, Wilson's out here defending Clark against the haters. She's saying, I think she's being a rookie in this league. She is who she is, and that's all you can ask for from a rookie. That's not just sportsmanship, that's next-level respect. But wait, it gets even crazier. While everyone's busy debating who's the real MVP, Wilson's out there breaking records like it's no big deal. She just smashed the WNBA's single-season scoring record. You'd think that would make her want to hog the spotlight, right? Nope. She's all about giving credit to her team, saying, I credit it all to my teammates. That's some serious humility from a superstar. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Clark isn't just sitting back and letting Wilson do all the talking. She's throwing some major props Wilson's way, too. Clark's calling Wilson unguardable and saying, you watch her and it's just unguardable.
NBA. 2 hard dribbles to the midline usually works against everyone else in the league.
Run that. I think her ability to lead this team as a rookie, she's really starting to step into that role, and I think that's exciting to see as well.
And we're underway here in the Iowa Capitol. Caitlin Clark quickly getting a look and knocking down the first 3 she's.
Everybody in the league knows you can't guard it. That's like a rookie bowing down to the queen, and it's changing the whole vibe of this MVP race. This isn't just about who's the better player anymore. Wilson and Clark are showing us what real sportsmanship looks like. They're turning this heated MVP debate into a mutual admiration society. It's like they're both saying, hey, we can both be great without tearing each other down. And you know what's wild? This whole thing is shifting the conversation. We're not just talking about stats and who deserves the MVP title anymore. We're talking about respect, about recognizing talent no matter where it comes from. Wilson's not threatened by Clark's success. She's celebrating it. And Clark's not jealous of Wilson's achievements. She's in awe of them. This is bigger than basketball. It's about how we treat each other in sports, how we handle competition. Wilson and Clark are showing us that you can be fierce competitors on the court and still lift each other up off it. They're changing the game, and it's not just about points and rebounds anymore.
But the biggest thing, and I've learned this from college with Coach Staley, is mind over matter. If it don't mind, it don't matter. So some of these things I'm like, I don't have time to be tired.
Wilson catches low, face-up game money.
I'm going to try to set up my teammates the best I can, but at the same time, I want to be able to score the ball. So
the more I can do that, the better it's going to be for our team overall.
Okay, let's talk about what this MVP race really means for the WNBA. It's not just about Wilson and Clark anymore. This whole thing is changing how we see women's basketball. The league's getting more attention, fans are going crazy, and everyone's talking about it. But here's the real question. How do we look at these players? Are we just counting points, or are we seeing the whole picture? Wilson and Clark are both changing the game in their own ways. It's not just about who's better, it's about how they're both making the WNBA bigger and better. So here's what I want you to think about. How can we, as fans, make sure every player gets the credit they deserve? And how do we celebrate all the different kinds of talent in the WNBA? It's not just about picking sides, it's about making the whole league shine.